He did everything right, got into Stanford, became a Division I athlete, landed a high-paying Wall Street job straight out of college. By 25, he was managing billions of dollars. By 27, he was burnt out, exhausted, and miserable. Because Sahil Bloom did what so many people do, he chased financial wealth at the cost of everything else, and then he walked away. Not because he didn't want to be rich, but because he realized something that changed his life forever. Money alone doesn't make you wealthy. In the 5 types of wealth, Sahil breaks down what real success looks like, reminding us there's far more to life than a single bottom line. Today, we're pulling out 5 key lessons, one for each type of wealth, that might just change how you see success forever. Let's get into it. Sahil calls financial wealth the first dimension, because it's where most people start. He admits he too was blinded by the lure of prestige and the high-stakes world of Wall Street. Even after massive payouts, he felt an unsettling emptiness. It was proof that money on its own doesn't bring lasting fulfillment, which leads us to a striking example of relentless financial pursuit. There was a moment when Elon Musk made more money than he had ever dreamed of, cashing out from the sale of PayPal in his early 30s. When the deal closed, the payday was massive, but instead of kicking back in comfort, he did something shocking. He funneled most of his fortune into Tesla and SpaceX, nearly going bankrupt several times. He famously sold his homes in 2020, tweeting, "I am selling almost all physical possessions, will own no house." He started sleeping in Tesla's factories and on office floors, sometimes crashing on friends' couches. Because financial wealth alone doesn't automatically bring peace or happiness. It's just a number on a screen, a measurement of success that society tells us to chase. Musk has shown that even billions in the bank can't alleviate the stress, restlessness, and relentless drive to do more. After years on Wall Street, Sahil realized how many friendships had drifted away. Sure, he had colleagues and partners, but few genuine connections that transcended work. As he points out, it's one thing to know a lot of people. It's another to have people who truly know you, which brings us to a cautionary tale of what happens when isolation goes too far. One night, Howard Hughes, once among the richest men in the world, sat alone in a penthouse suite with the curtains drawn tight. For decades, he had chased massive business deals, dominating aviation and Hollywood. But success came at a steep cost. His fear of betrayal and obsession with control built a wall around him, shutting out genuine companionship. Sahil emphasizes in the 5 types of wealth that social wealth, true relationships, forms a pillar of lasting happiness. Hughes's life is a stark reminder. Money can't buy meaningful human connection when you lock yourself away from everyone else. When Sahil was juggling billion-dollar deals and endless late nights, he dismissed the early warning signs: constant stress, fatigue, and poor sleep. Health became something he'd focus on later. In his book, he stresses that your physical wealth, your body and overall well-being, is the bedrock of a fulfilling life. Arianna Huffington's experience vividly captures this truth. For years, Arianna Huffington, co-founder of the Huffington Post, had been running on fumes, endless deadlines, minimal sleep, a non-stop schedule fueled by caffeine and sheer will. Until one day, she woke up in a pool of her own blood. She had collapsed from extreme exhaustion, breaking her cheekbone in the fall. Doctors ran tests, checking if she'd suffered a heart attack. The diagnosis? Burnout. A body pushed past its limits. As Arianna herself later admitted, ignoring her health in pursuit of career success came with a steep price. Money can buy almost anything, except the chance to rewind and care for your health before it's too late. Sahil confesses he once fell into the trap of, "Once I have X, then I'll slow down." It's a familiar tune. Work hard now, enjoy later. But in the 5 types of wealth, he warns that later can be dangerously elusive. Few stories highlight this better than Steve Jobs's. Steve Jobs pushed the boundaries of technology, turning Apple into one of the most valuable companies in the world. But when he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, he realized no amount of genius or money could buy more time. In his final years, Jobs spoke openly about mortality, emphasizing that time is our most precious resource. He never truly got to retire or slow down to savor his accomplishments. His story highlights a cruel reality. Time doesn't wait for you to finally start living. His final reflections speak directly to Sahil's argument. Time is our most precious resource. If you constantly defer living, you might discover too late that the clock has run out. Even after leaving the high-stress environment, Sahil still wrestled with anxiety and a lingering sense of not enough. In the 5 types of wealth, he emphasizes that mental wealth, inner peace, and a stable mindset ultimately keeps us grounded. Jim Carrey soared to global fame, commanding huge paychecks and love from fans everywhere. Yet he has spoken candidly about his struggles with depression. The pressure to be constantly funny, to always perform, and to maintain an image took its toll on his mental health. Carey famously said, "I wish everyone could get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so they can see that it's not the answer. The truth is, peace of mind doesn't come from applause or a bank balance. It's an inside job." Breaking it down the way Sahil does in the 5 types of wealth. Financial wealth equals money, but not at the cost of everything else. Social wealth equals the people who truly care about you. Physical wealth equals the health that lets you enjoy life. Time wealth equals the freedom to actually live. Mental wealth equals peace of mind over everything. The world tells us to chase financial wealth first, but these stories, from Elon Musk's restless drive to Howard Hughes' lonely empire, from Arianna Huffington's collapse to Steve Jobs' race against time and Jim Carrey's internal battles, show that real wealth is so much bigger than a bank balance. Sahil Bloom learned this the hard way, stepping away from the billions he once managed and rebalancing his life. Now, let me ask you, which type of wealth are you really chasing? Drop your answer in the comments. If this made you think differently, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.